Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight at Why Tupperware, Why Now? And tonight I am interviewing Steele, and I am so excited to be talking to her here tonight because she hasn't been in Tupperware too terribly long. And so I always love to get that perspective of somebody who's kind of brand new and what the experience has been for her so far. So, just as we're going forward, go ahead and say hello, tag the person that invited you, so that you can get back to them and they can see that you're here. But definitely, after we're done talking tonight, go ahead and message the person who invited you and message them maybe something that you didn't realize about Tupperware, or maybe even just something that you're interested in learning a little bit more about Tupperware. So feel free to do that here tonight. But go ahead, say hello. We'll love to see you in the chat, and go ahead and ask some questions there because we do have people monitoring the chat. Well, we probably answer them right there in the chat. And at the end, I'm going to answer some frequently asked questions of people, just kind of as they're thinking about getting started in a business like Tupperware. So really quick, my name is Ellen, and I am your host for this evening. And I've been in Tupperware about 14 years, and it has been such an amazing experience for me and my family. I started, my kids were 2 and 3, and now they're 18, 16, and then we have another one who's 9. And it has, I think one of the biggest things, I started because we needed money. And I needed full-time income on a part-time flexible basis. And that's exactly what Tupperware offered me and my family. However, over the years, I think one of the things that I didn't realize Tupperware was going to give my family was that flexibility. And it always becomes very apparent in summer, right? Because everybody's schedule shifts, the kids are out of school. And so all of a sudden everybody's here and they all have their own agendas for this summer because it's my summer, it's their summer, it's everybody's summer. So everybody has their agenda, and they want all of their wonderful summer wishes fulfilled. And having a business like this allows me to be able to do as much of that as I can, getting them to whatever their camps are and practices and things like that, but still be able to provide my family with full-time income, even though I'm kind of flexing around everybody's hours. So that's definitely been a hidden benefit of this business. But it is a phenomenal side hustle for all of you out there working a full-time job already, and you're looking maybe to fund that summer fun, right? You're looking to kind of like bulk up your summer fund, to be able to pay cash for those things because, cost of living is a little high right now. And so you don't want to dip into your budget for your summer fun. You kind of need to save that for the necessities. And this is the perfect place to be able to do that. 14 years ago when I got started, that's exactly the same position we were in, except it was more about unemployment. Unemployment was so high, and cost of living started getting driven up because of that. And I remember gas prices weren't quite as high, but they were pretty darn high. They were very close to this. And because of that, the food costs were really high. And growing my business during that time was amazing because I was able to help so many families save so much money on their food budget. And that was just my driving force. So anytime I did a party, all I did was talk about the savings. I gave them tips to be able to stretch their food budget. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. And that's exactly what you could be doing for your friends and family, and also making a little bit of extra money to help your food budget yourself. So that being said, we are going to go ahead and get started with Spring. And I'm so excited to have her here. I've never met her in person. And so it's so exciting to see her here on this interview and get a chance to connect with her, and for all of you to connect as well. All right. So hello, Spring. I'm so glad you're able to join me and talk about the flexibility. You're on vacation right now, right?
I am. I'm in North Myrtle Beach right now with the family. So
I love that. And here you are working your business and being able to do this interview with me. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your day right now. She said everybody's waiting to go to the beach. So we are going to get this going so that we don't keep anybody waiting too terribly long. So Spring, what made you choose Tupperware?
honestly, I was just helping Tina out. She's like, I need one more person to help me out. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. We'll see what happens. Most thing can happen. I just wasted $15. Now I wish I'd have got the whole big kit. I didn't, but I wish I did. And I'm a manager now. So, I mean, I'm loving it.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You know, the number one reason why people take parties is actually to help their friend.
Yeah.
And you hear about people starting all the time. They're like, I just started because my sister told me I had to, or or something along those lines. So I absolutely love that. So what has been your experience so far? You came in because your arm got a little twisted by Tina, right? So, but what has been your experience so far in Tupperware?
I mean, I've got all kinds of new products. I've moved up to manager. I've been in it for about, I think this is going on my 4th month. Um, Tomorrow we're going to a water park here, and I'm going to pay for everybody to get in. So, I
I
mean,
love that. So you're loving the extra money. You're loving the extra income.
yes, I'm loving it.
Yeah, it definitely helps. You know, when I first started, like I said, I started for money because we were really stuck between a rock and a hard place financially. And when you start to have more money coming into the household, you kind of feel it, right? It's that there's a little bit less stress, a little bit less like, which card do I use, honey, when you're going to buy something, and there's just a little bit less of those stressful sort of conversations. So I completely understand that. I love that you're able to pay for everybody for the water
Yeah.
park.
He was like, whatever, Spring, whatever. You're not going to make any money at this. And I'm like, oh, really? And I showed him because I've saved all my money up until vacation for the last 3 months. And he's like, that's pretty nice. That's nice.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You're like, I'm not going to make any money. Well, I'll show you.
Yeah.
That sounds like Pam Cliff. So the owner of our company, Pam Cliff, when she started, she's like, I'm just going to do these parties. And he's like, okay. So then after the 6 parties, and she'd been, because at the time you had to do 6 parties when you first got started. So after the 6 parties, she went to him. She's like, well, my 6 parties are over. So I guess. And he's just like, you're not quitting, are you? Like, he's like, this money's pretty good. You're not quitting, are you? So absolutely. It's the same thing. And you know what she did was they'd never been on a honeymoon. So she saved up her money, and then they used it for a down payment on a house. I think she saved up money for a down payment on a house because they were renting a house at the time, and it was a big deal. And she earned a trip through Tupperware for her honeymoon because they didn't go on a honeymoon, so she treated it like it was her honeymoon. And yeah, there's so many cool things that you can do with those extras, right? You don't have to pull it out of the budget from anywhere else, so it's a very good thing. So why now? Why, if somebody was watching this right now and they were like, gosh, I don't know if I should start Tupperware right now. Maybe I should wait till the fall. Maybe I should wait till the new year. Why is it that you think people should join Tupperware right now?
Why wait? I mean, that's money you could have earned the whole time. So why wait?
I love that.
Have one party, you'll be hooked. I swear.
I love that. And it's so funny because it's so fun. Whenever I ask that question, a lot of times people's answer is exactly that. They're like, well, why not? Or why wait? And sometimes they even say, I wish I would have started sooner, because it's just like you would be that much further along. I always feel like everything's in God's timing, right? And
Right.
so I think about that because I met Pam about a year before I actually joined Tupperware. And I think she even said to me at one point, she's like, I wish I would have known how bad you're struggling when I met you. I would have pushed harder for you maybe to join me at that time. And I said, I wasn't ready. I just wasn't. I still needed, there were some things there that I still needed to learn, and some lesson that was being taught to me in that struggle. And so, but yeah, absolutely. I love that. Absolutely. Why not? Why wait? I love it. All right. So I'm going to really quickly run through some of our commonly asked questions just to kind of help anybody that's out there and maybe, you're not thinking right now what those questions are, or maybe you have some questions, but you're not sure exactly what they are. So I'm going to answer these questions and that might help some of you out there. But again, if you have questions, go ahead and put them right there in the chat and we'll be answering them in the chat. But one of the quickest ways for you to get answers to your questions is to message the person that shared this with you, and they'll be able to answer all your questions without a shadow of a doubt, right? All right. So the first question that a lot of times people ask is, how much money can I make? And a lot of times I kind of turn that around on the person. It's like, how much are you looking to make? Because It really truly is about what your needs are. Your goals are our goals. So if your goal is an extra $200-300 a month, that's extremely achievable, and that is something that we can kind of coach you towards. Now, when I came to Tupperware, my goal was a couple $1,000s a month that I was looking to make an income, and that was still, it was achievable. We just had to figure out the roadmap to get there, and that's exactly what we can help you do. So if you're looking to take care of a car payment, maybe you're looking to put some more money into your gas fund, put some more money towards bills, things like that, we can definitely work with you to figure out what your plan of action could be to get there, because there's so many different routes that you could go. All right. And then another question is, how much time will it take? And that also kind of depends upon the money thing. If you're looking to make a couple extra $100s a month, that's really not going to take you much time. A lot of times it's just a matter of reaching out to the people that you're in your circle of influence every single day, people at your job, or people that you see through your children, or people maybe that you see in your neighborhood, or as you're running your errands. That's something that can easily be integrated into the things that you're doing already. But if you're looking to make a more substantial income, like I was looking for full-time income, and so I was looking to do 2 parties a week, and about 2 parties a week is about 5 to 10 hours a week. And that's not including drive time. Now we do a lot of stuff virtually. So drive time is not even a thing unless you're considering like walking to the office, right? Or wherever it is they're going to be doing your business from. But drive time is not really much of a thing. But even for parties, if you're doing in-person parties, we don't really consider drive time, because your job doesn't either. Your job doesn't pay for drive time if you work a full-time job. So about 5 to 10 hours a week for 2 parties. And that includes training time. That includes office, like setting up time, placing the orders, and doing things like that. And so that's really achievable to be able to do that. And then also one of the number one questions that people ask, especially if they've been in other direct sales companies before, is there training available? And I'm actually going to ask Spring this question. So Spring, is there training available here at Champion Enterprises for Tupperware?
Yes, there's all kinds of training. There's training online. You can ask any of the upline. They'll help you at any time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah. We pride ourselves on the amount of training that we make available to you. We have a YouTube channel that is for our company trainers. Then we also have Tupperware Corporation has a lot of training available for you. New consultant type training we call Tup Now. And lots of amazing things that you can tap into. And then again, there's just so many, honestly, Google is everybody's friend. You can Google anything, anytime, practically. I've had new consultants get started, and I'm like, how did you know about that? And they're like, I just Googled it. And I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, who did you watch? And then they would tell me, and I just laugh. And so yeah, there's so much training available out there for everybody, that we feel like if you leave Champion Enterprises and you say, I'm leaving because I didn't get trained, well, then you didn't look hard enough, because we have so much training available to you. All you have to do is ask. If you don't know where to look for it, you can definitely ask. So in wrapping up, Spring, when did you get started in Tupperware?
it was the very end of February, I believe.
Of this year?
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so the very end of February, and she's already at the first level of our leadership in the company, which is amazing. That's an amazing accomplishment, Steele. I'm calling you Steele. Spring. And so that's a really big deal, and that's really exciting. Success loves speed. When I started in Tupperware all those years ago, I stepped up to that first level and manager very quickly as well. And it served me well, because I just kind of kept going. I was like, okay, what's the next goal? What's the next goal? What's the next goal, to get me to where it was that I was trying to get to.
I was
So,
determined to get that cookware set in the Confidence Start, and I got it. So I'm excited.
I love that. I love that. So what she's talking about is we have a program that is just for brand new consultants. Like I can't get the things in this program, and they didn't have this amazing program when I got started all those years ago. And so you can Tupperware rewards you for building your business and working your business, and it's a 13-week program. And throughout that 13 weeks, as you hit these milestones, you get rewards. And a lot of times there are premium products like pressure cooker or our micro grill and things like that. And at the end, you have a choice of getting either cookware or a an iPad. And the cookware is such a huge value. I mean, it's like $1,200 or $1,300 worth of cookware, and it's amazing. Have you received it yet, Spring?
Yes, I got it. I think it was last week. I've used it a few times. I love it. Love it. My favorite.
Oh, it's amazing. And you know, in spending time in the kitchen, even if you're not somebody who likes to cook, it's more enjoyable in the kitchen when you have the right tools. And I know that sounds kind of silly, especially to somebody who doesn't necessarily spend a lot of time in the kitchen. But I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I cook a lot of food for the family because we just have some food allergies that I have to work around. So a lot of times I have to cook things from scratch. I can't open a lot of boxes, unfortunately, because believe me, I would be using those shortcuts if I could, but I can't. And so, but even for somebody who doesn't spend, it's honestly having the right tools in the kitchen is just as important for somebody who doesn't spend a lot of time in the kitchen as it is important for somebody who does, because if you don't like to be in the kitchen, you want to get in and out of there fast. So you want tools to get it done, get the job done quickly so you can get out, right? And so absolutely. I love that you were able to get that cookware. That is like one of the biggest prizes that you can get right there as a brand new consultant. So kudos to you. Not everybody gets that. Not everybody gets that level. So congratulations. That's a big deal. That's awesome. All right. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, Spring. And everybody, if you have any questions, please go back to the person that shared this video with you. They will help you get started. If you don't have a Tupperware connection and you stumbled on this video because you're a fan of our company page, send a message right there, and Pam Clift, who owns our company, will get you connected to the right person. So thank you everybody for joining us tonight. And thank you so much, Spring. We appreciate you. And it's so fun to be able to watch you on this journey. I can't wait to see where you go next. Awesome. All right. Bye, everybody.